Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving headfirst into one of the wildest and most talked about corners of the crypto world, Memecoins. You've probably heard the crazy stories, people turning a few $100s into a small fortune overnight. But you've also likely heard the warnings, the stories of scams and crashes. So what's the real deal? Are Memecoins a golden ticket or just a digital gamble? In this video, we're going to break it all down. We'll cover what they are, how they work, look at some famous examples, and discuss the risks and rewards. By the end, you'll have a much clearer picture of this fascinating and often chaotic phenomenon. Ready? Let's get started. So, first things first. What exactly is a memecoin? The name kind of gives it away. A memecoin is a type of cryptocurrency that's inspired by an internet meme or a joke. Think of Dogecoin with its famous Shiba Inu dog or Shiba Inu coin, which took that same idea and ran with it. Unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, which were created with serious technological goals like decentralizing finance or creating a platform for smart contracts, memecoins often start out as a bit of fun. Their value isn't typically tied to some groundbreaking technology or a solid business plan. Instead, it's driven almost entirely by community hype, social media trends, and celebrity endorsements. It's the power of the crowd, the viral nature of the internet, that gives these coins their momentum. They're often seen as more of a social experiment than a serious financial asset. Let's look at the granddaddy of them all, Dogecoin. It was created back in 2013 by two software engineers, Billy Marcus and Jackson Palmer. They literally created it as a joke to poke fun at the crazy speculation happening in the crypto space at the time. They took the code from another cryptocurrency, Litecoin, changed a few parameters, and slapped the face of the popular Doge meme on it. They never intended for it to be taken seriously. But the internet had other plans. A passionate and fun-loving community sprang up around it. People started using it for tipping creators online and for small charitable donations. It was friendly, approachable, and didn't have the intimidating vibe of Bitcoin. And then, a certain tech billionaire started tweeting about it. Elon Musk's playful endorsements sent Dogecoin's price skyrocketing, turning this joke currency into a multi-billion-dollar asset and bringing memecoins into the mainstream spotlight. After Dogecoin's success, the floodgates opened. A whole new wave of memecoins emerged, each trying to capture that same lightning in a bottle. One of the most famous is Shiba Inu, which cleverly branded itself as the Dogecoin killer. It launched in 2020 and built a massive community, known as the SHIB Army. It followed a similar playbook: heavy social media marketing, a cute dog mascot, and a focus on community hype. But it also tried to add a bit more substance by creating its own decentralized exchange, called Shiba Swap, and introducing other tokens into its ecosystem. This strategy of adding utility is something many newer memecoins are trying to do, to prove they are more than just a joke. We've also seen coins based on other memes, like Peppy and countless others that pop up, get a ton of attention for a week, and then sometimes fade away just as quickly. The landscape is constantly changing, with new memes and new coins appearing all the time. So, how do these things actually work? Most memecoins are built on existing blockchain platforms, with Ethereum and more recently Solana being the most popular choices. This is because creating a token on these platforms is relatively easy and cheap. You don't need to build a whole new blockchain from scratch. For example, Shiba Inu and Peppy are ERC20 tokens, which means they live on the Ethereum blockchain. This allows them to be easily traded on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. A key characteristic of many memecoins is their massive supply. We're talking trillions or even quadrillions of tokens. This is a deliberate strategy. By having such a huge supply, the price per token is incredibly low, like a tiny fraction of a cent. This makes them psychologically appealing. You can buy millions or even billions of tokens for a relatively small amount of money. It feels like you own a huge stake, even if the total value is low. This low entry point is a big part of Gigi's appeal to retail investors who might feel priced out of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now let's talk about the big question. Why do people buy memecoins? There are a few key motivations. The most obvious one is the potential for massive gains. The stories of people making life-changing money from a small investment are a powerful lure. It's the thrill of the lottery, the dream of hitting it big. For many, it's a high-risk, high-reward bet. Another big reason is the sense of community. Joining a Memecoin community, like the Doge Army or the SHIB Army, can be a lot of fun. It's about being part of a movement, sharing memes, and collectively cheering for your coin to go to the moon. It's a social experience as much as it is a financial one. There's a strong sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. And for some, it's simply a form of entertainment. They see it as a fun gamble like betting on a horse race, and they're only investing what they're comfortable losing. They enjoy the ride, the volatility, and the drama of it all. However, we absolutely must talk about the risks, and they are significant. The biggest risk is extreme volatility. A Memecoin's price can skyrocket 1,000% in a day, but it can also crash 90% just as quickly. Remember, their value is based on hype, and hype can disappear in an instant. A single tweet, a shift in market sentiment, or a developer leaving the project can cause the price to plummet. There's often no underlying value to cushion the fall. Another major danger is scams, particularly rug pulls. This is when the creators of a new coin pump it up on social media, get a lot of people to invest, and then suddenly disappear with all the investors' money, leaving them with worthless tokens. Because many of these projects are anonymous and unregulated, it's very difficult to get your money back. There's also the risk of pump and dump schemes, where a group of investors coordinates to artificially inflate the price of a coin, only to sell off their holdings at the peak, causing the price to crash for everyone else. So, if you're even thinking about dipping your toes into the world of Memecoins, how can you be safer? First and foremost, the golden rule of crypto applies here more than anywhere else. Never invest more than you are willing to lose. Seriously. Treat it like money you're taking to a casino. It could disappear completely. Second, do your own research. Don't just buy a coin because you saw it trending on Twitter or because some influencer told you to. Look into the project. Who are the developers? Are they anonymous or public? A public team is generally a better sign. What is the community like? Is it genuinely engaged, or is it just full of bots spamming to the moon? Look at the token's distribution, or tokenomics, is a huge percentage of the supply held by just a few wallets. That could be a red flag for a potential dump. Check the project's website and white paper, if they even have one. See if there's any real plan or utility beyond just being a meme. Use tools like token scanners to check the smart contract for potential vulnerabilities or malicious code. Looking ahead, what is the future of Memecoins? It's a divided topic. Some people believe they are a passing fad, a symptom of a speculative bubble that will eventually pop, leaving many investors with nothing. They argue that without real-world utility or solid fundamentals, they can't sustain their value in the long run. On the other hand, some see them as an evolution of finance and culture. They represent the power of decentralized, community-driven movements. They've proven to be an incredibly effective tool for marketing and for onboarding new users into the crypto space. Many people's first crypto purchase isn't Bitcoin. It's a few dollars worth of a Memecoin they saw on social media. It's possible we'll see a trend where successful Memecoins try to evolve, adding more utility and building out real ecosystems to ensure their longevity, just as Shiba Inu has attempted to do. They might become a permanent, if quirky, part of the crypto landscape. So to wrap it all up, Memecoins are a fascinating, high-octane part of the crypto world. They're born from internet culture, fueled by community hype, and can offer incredible returns, but they come with equally incredible risks. They are the definition of a double-edged sword. They're not a traditional investment, and they should not be treated as such. They are a highly speculative gamble. Understanding the technology, the community dynamics, and the significant risks like volatility and scams is absolutely crucial before you even consider getting involved. The stories of instant millionaires are real, but so are the stories of people losing their savings. Always be careful, always do your research, and never, ever invest money you can't afford to lose. It's a wild ride, and while it can be exciting, it's important to stay safe and informed. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you a clear and balanced overview of the world of memecoins. What are your thoughts? Have you ever bought a memecoin? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and opinions. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of crypto. See you in the next video.